You woke up last night, not to a noise, not to a dream, not to anything you can name, just awake. And the clock said something close to 3. It's been happening for weeks, maybe months, and you've started to wonder if something is wrong with you, your brain, your body, your sleep. But what if nothing is wrong? What if that hour was never meant to be silent? What were humans doing in the dark before there was anything to do? You live in a world that has decided sleep is a switch. Off at 11, on at 7. Clean, efficient, uninterrupted. And when your body doesn't follow those rules, you call it a problem. You search for fixes: melatonin, white noise, blackout curtains, magnesium. That feeling you get when you're staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., certain something inside you is broken, that's not random. That's ancient. That discomfort, that mild, low-grade panic, it's the gap between a body built over 300,000 years and a sleep schedule invented roughly 200 years. Because here's what they never told you. Waking at 3 a.m. isn't insomnia. It's a memory. Historian Roger Ekirch spent 16 years studying pre-industrial sleep records, diaries, court documents, medical texts, going back centuries. What he found rewrote everything we thought we knew. Before artificial light, humans didn't sleep in one long block. They slept in two. A first sleep from dusk until midnight, then waking, then a second sleep until dawn. Which means that hour you keep jolting awake in the dark, that's not a glitch. That's the schedule your body has been running on since before cities existed. So what were people actually doing in that gap between first and second sleep? They called it the watch. Not watching television, not watching a phone, watching. The fire, the tree line, the children sleeping nearby. This was the hour for tending the flame, because a fire that goes out at 3 a.m. means a camp that doesn't survive until morning. It was also for prayer, for lying awake and thinking. Medieval monks built their entire liturgy around this. Nocturnes, the night prayers, were scheduled specifically for this waking hour. They didn't fight the waking, they built rituals inside it. They treated the darkness between sleeps as sacred time, not stolen time. In 1992, psychiatrist Thomas Ware at the National Institute of Mental Health ran an experiment. He took modern volunteers and removed artificial light for weeks. No lamps, no screens, natural darkness only. Within a month, without being told to do anything differently, every single participant had shifted to biphasic sleep. First sleep, waking, second sleep. Naturally, without effort, as if the pattern had been waiting just beneath the surface all along. Which means the moment you flip on a light at 3 a.m. because you can't sleep, you're accidentally doing the exact thing that erased this pattern from modern life in the first place. Ware's study found something else. Something quieter and stranger. During that waking interval between first and second sleep, participants showed elevated levels of prolactin, a hormone associated with a state of calm, meditative alertness. Not anxiety, not restless energy, a kind of peaceful, open-eyed stillness. Your body in the dark, when left alone, doesn't panic at the silence. It rests inside it. The panic you feel at 3 a.m. isn't the waking. It's your modern self reacting to the waking, because you've been told the waking is wrong. So here's the thing you've had backwards this whole time. You've been treating 3 a.m. as a failure to sleep, but it was never supposed to be sleeping time. So it was never about broken sleep. It was always about something we lost when we turned the lights on and called the darkness a problem. You think you have insomnia. What you actually have is a body that remembers something your culture forgot. The anxiety you feel at 3 a.m. isn't coming from your body. It's coming from the story you've been told about what your body should be doing. Your ancestors didn't lie in the dark hating themselves for being awake. They tended fires. They held each other. They let their minds move slowly through the thoughts the day hadn't had time for. They watched the dark the way you might watch rain on a window, without needing it to stop. What would change about that hour if you stopped fighting it? The Industrial Revolution needed workers who could start at 6 and stop at 10. It needed sleep to be efficient, contained, uninterrupted. And so, gradually, quietly, without anyone deciding, We restructured an entire human behavior that had existed for 300,000 years. The gas lamp did it first, then the Edison bulb, then the screen in your hand. Each one pushed the dark a little further away, and the gap between sleeps closed, and the watching hour disappeared. But your body didn't get the message. It still wakes, still sits up in the quiet hours alert and calm, reaching for something, reaching for a fire that isn't there anymore, reaching for the person sleeping next to it, the stars outside, the slow animal work of just being alive in the dark. Next time you wake at 3 a.m., before you reach for your phone, before you calculate how many hours are left, ask yourself, what would you be thinking about if you thought this was supposed to happen? We traded the watching hour for the sleeping pill and called it progress, and most of us never even noticed what we gave away.